I know at one point in your life you've been walking down a dusty trail and thinking to yourself, the Big Fresh hasn't uploaded a video all day. I'm probably gonna kill myself. I know I've thought that too, but the wait is over, and the Big Fresh is back. So let me talk to you immediately about cybering, and not wasting your time. When you're going to engage a female of questionable reality in coitus, you need to keep yourself safe and protected. This is a cautionary tale, and it may be cringeworthy, but it's a story that needs to be told. First and foremost, when engaging in jerk-offatitis, a very powerful tool can be what is known as autoerotic asphyxiation. But we'll get back to this later. So here we're going to cut to a clip that's me post beginning of coitus. Here I am while this nice young woman whom is currently away from her keyboard is offering me fellatio. So I'm going to give you a play-by-play of what's happening here. I'm just doing some left to right action, bouncing my penis on either cheek. So something important to note before we move on here is that this technique I'm using of finding someone who's AFK actually works in real life. If you want to fuck with any live action girls, or as they're called, real girls, I personally would never fuck with one of those. But all you have to do is wait till she's asleep, and you could do some very similar things in real life if that's what you're into. I mean, I'm not really into any of that. But that's something I feel like I should note. So, alright, right here you can get her to stimulate your sphincter with her tongue. Night elves have especially long tongues, so it's pretty good as long as she can get underneath the tail properly. So I'm going to give you a couple of different angles on this. Maybe you could take notes, take some drawings, and just realize what we're doing here is highly educational. Alright, right there, I got the view. Let me just get her in there, perfect. Alright, so this is high art right here. So if anybody wants to use that as a thumbnail for something else, that's entirely possible. So right here, I'm going to show you what a POV video looks like. If you've never actually watched pornography, this is known as a POV video. So you're going to want to thrust directly up as soon as you're finished, and that's going to be your go-to move. So the important thing to know about cybering is when you're done, you got to get out of there. You got to get out of there, and you got to never fall in love with a thought. It's very important. When you're done, you want to give her some rude emoji, whatever platform you're using. Tell her in some way that she really should just Amanda Todd herself for allowing this to happen, and that she's a bad person and it's all her fault. So I'm just going to equip my gear right here, and now I'm going to finish the job. Something important about sexual intercourse, especially on the internet, is you don't want to get your keyboard sticky or leave loose ends. When you're done, clean up. Alright, well, I've been batted around like a fucking beach ball. And this is not going well for me at all. I'm going to die. Alright, you probably get it. I'm playing World of Warcraft. As you can see here, I killed an alligator or a crocodile or whatever. I'm not a marine biologist. But after that, he couldn't really keep his eyes off the prize, so to speak. And he was, pretty enamored with me. And my dangling bits, such as my tail. So, you know, I tried to continue fishing, which is what I was doing when he so rudely interrupted, and I had to take the boots to him. But I just never really felt comfortable doing so, because he was just kind of, you know, watching me fish. I was really uncomfortable. And you know, you can see below his name there, he still has Starfire on him, so he's still taking damage for 5 seconds technically, even though he says clearly he's dead. So let me just give you a close-up action of his hungry eyes, so to speak. Anyway, here I decided to run a quick 3-2 double split play with the speed of a literal cheetah. I went back court and circled back around to the 44-yard line to try to throw off the defender by getting him to eye up this attractive female crocodile. But as you can see here, when I got back, he saw it coming. Like, he's playing good D, and defense wins championships. So that's pretty much what happened there. I tried to go invisible with my cat stealth. I tried to kill him more. I tried to use my resurrection spell to bring him back to life, but he refused life. He preferred to be dead. Anyway, here's my next clip. He just wanted ghostly vengeance. I was on a boat, and there was some thought over here I decided to kill. However, as you can see, as you can see too much. I have to be behind my target for this one particular ability I have to work, so try to get behind this nice lady here on this boat, but it's really working. Thought maybe she was AFK, so I decided to go with some more frontal attacks. Here I just hit my maximum dance pose in order to shoot a movie poster for World of Warcraft, the movie 2, leveling and grinding, and night elves in RP servers who dance naked, and then you cyber them, and it turns out they're 13-year-old boys. But yeah, I couldn't really seem to kill this lady, so I waited till after the loading screen, which brings you to the other continent, and I thought, okay, maybe the loading screen like reset her hitbox, but no dice. No dice there. I'm at a loss for words here. I'm just trying to make something happen, but this woman is a master sailor. What can I say? She's got her sea legs on and is just in an anime-like fashion, moving just enough to avoid my strikes. I can't even see her dodging it, but she's dodging everything I'm doing. I'm not even able to do nothing. So I figured when the boat stopped, maybe it would, she would be a more stable target. But as you can, I'm gonna stop saying that. Right here, enable hacks go. Dot hack infection, fast moving exe, and I got a little greedy and upset. Took off half her health with one hit, but the guards quickly dealt with me. Anyway, on to the next clip here. So here I'm running through Orgrimmar and I spot a target, a rather attractive target. Initiate pickup girl protocol. Alright. She avoided me. She avoided me expertly. Anyway, I lost her, so I decided to hide in the grass a little bit, and I spotted her a few minutes later. Walked right up. This time I got her. This time she ain't going nowhere. So I decided to use my best possible pickup line. I was going to say girlfriend, but decided to be more modern, so I went with bae. Hopefully nobody's offended by that. So as you can see here, my catchphrase, I let her know that I'm a YouTube superstar, and she should probably be quite impressed. Alright. And I noticed while I was speaking to her there was something much more interesting on screen, and I couldn't help but notice that this game's animation department didn't do a proper job putting in a lion sphincter into the game. I briefly looked at that orphan girl, but realized she was like 6, and somebody's gonna get upset if I checked her out too much. So I pretended I was more enamored with this girl in her 30s. Anyway, she didn't say anything, she ignored me, perhaps she was waiting for more, so I told her, I'm pretty much going to plan B at this point, and my plan B is already set up. Initiate plan B right now, extra beef, bam! Alright, I got pre-naked, that's a good trick, fellas, if you want to get laid really quickly. Just show up without the clothes, because you're going to take them off eventually anyway. It's like, who cares if you're the fastest draw in the West if your gun's already drawn. I turned off my AY so I could talk to her more personally and check out her body. But once again, she ran away from me like I don't know, like a Chinese gymnast runs away from an age test. But there's no age testing in my bedroom, if you know what I'm saying. So here she actually acknowledges me, so I thought maybe she just hadn't heard what I said before. So I got down on one knee and really just poured my heart out, to be honest. I had a plan C. This was really my last bet to get laid by this female. So here goes nothing. Here's the Hail Mary. Here's the all or nothing play. If she says no, I swear to God. If she says no, I swear to God. I didn't think it was possible, but I don't think this woman knows about the big fresh. Disappointment on a level I didn't think was completely possible. She was not really listening to me. She got real close, though, so I started to get a little chubby at that. Tried to get her to lie down so I could commence sex. Gave her some emotes, pointed at her laid down in case she didn't speak English. She'd maybe understand that. Once again, she was on the move, though. And I pretty much gave up at this point. So here I decided I would go with more easy prey. This right here might be the true meaning of life. This man got to eat out a literal bear's asshole. Alright, so here I'm in one of the game's actual player versus player battlegrounds where you fight each other. And I'm running around like a cheetah. Like a cheetah. No sphincter on that cheetah either. Worst game ever. So I'm trying a new battle strategy at this point in the game. I was going to attempt to surrender to the Alliance players and see if they would accept me as one of their own, but right here, I got hit with an EMP device. The players on the other team were able to reduce my frame rate to 1. Stopped recording for a second to see if that was the problem and continued here, but it was not. I was at a cool, steady 1 FPS. See somebody in the chat telling us we're bad, but how could we possibly play against someone who can do as they did in that episode of Danny Phantom and fly into the game and cause other people to crash? So here, I gained a lot of respect for people who do stop-motion claymation, because this video, believe it or not, is not a series of screenshots. I believe I'm in case and ice at this point. I decided to be a war photographer here, just taking one picture a second, trying to document the battle. I actually got a kill there. I don't know how that was possible, but that was that life. So at this point, you realize that I'm still naked in the battleground. That was part of my surrender policy. Step 2 of the surrender policy was going to be to try to seduce the enemy team. So that door over there, if you get into it, you leave the battleground. So I was trying to get over there because maybe that was my FPS problem. I had a really good idea, though. No sphincter on the bear either. My idea, generally speaking, was that I was going to simply reshoot this scene 60 times at 1 FPS each, then layer all the footage on top of each other so it looks like one 60 FPS video clip. At this point, I really should have just turned off fraps and begun just pressing F5 to as fast as I could. I'd probably get more FPS if I F5. Print screen is what I meant to say. I would just take screenshots at a really fast pace. But it was too late then to do that, so I was just trying to get to the exit of the battleground to try to get another way out, to try to be something more than I already was, to try to escape the low frame rate that had caused me so many problems in the future, in the present, and the past. Gonna drink some water, excuse me. Well, I stopped recording, continued. As you can see here, I'm just going to keep saying, as you can see, the Alliance actually won before I was able to leave the battleground, unfortunately. But the good news was, once I got out of the battleground, I went to a solid, quick, lightning fast 3 FPS. So it was the problem with the battleground. I just wanted to show you this guy because I just thought he looked adorable in pink. I have much respect for my Turin brethren. And he what we're gonna say, it takes a real man to wear pink. And right here, I'm actually the victim for once. This guy is just going to town while Shrek watches. This is like most of the videos I watch on the internet. Shrek watching, only wearing boots while a cheetah fucks a cow. But I wanted to end the video here because he decided to cuddle with me, and I thought that was really sweet. Here's some credits for you. What a better way to end the video. I can't think of one. Anyway. comment, like, and subscribe for more videos like this.